Welcome back to Reels, everybody. This is a podcast where I get to chat with athletes who I've had the pleasure of getting to know through working in the world of sports. It's a little bit loud today because we are in the Barwood Market. We just finished up filming a little beaver tail video. We'll talk about that in a second. But I am joined by New Jersey Devils third rounder Graeme Clarke, projected first round in the upcoming NHL draft, Jack Quinn, and then, in my opinion, the best dual threat option in the Ontario Hockey League. You can put him anywhere out on the ice, and he's going to make plays happen for you. Alec Belanger, how you doing, boys?
Not bad.
Awesome. Thanks for having us, Robbie.
Great to be here.
Yeah, right?
A little full from the beaver tails, but
Yeah,
we're good.
right? So we just finished up. We ordered one of every beaver tail and tried it and sampled it. What'd you guys think?
It's good. I think I didn't know they had that many options, so to be able to test them all out, definitely some are better than others. But I think next time I'm definitely going to order cookies and cream, which is the first time I've ever had it, so it's pretty good.
For sure.
Yeah, just like G said, I mean, I think it was cool to try them all out because normally you're sticking to one you like, but at the end of the day, I actually ended up liking the same one I've always got. So.
Yeah, I was really pleased with how today went. Had a lot of fun. I was hoping for have a good night, like test out some beaver tails, and that's what it was. Good company, had some fun, so it's good.
Yeah, I'm still mind blown at the fact that we were getting ready to get rid of the remains of the beaver tails, and there was a group there who were just full on happy with taking the beaver tail.
The leftovers.
Yeah, I've never seen that before in my life. Would any of you guys do that?
We got to get into this. So me and Jack were talking. We think they were waiting there.
It's true.
Like they saw that we had that many, and they're like, "There's no way they're gonna finish them." So then they're kind of just waiting. They didn't feel like buying
They
them.
actually went from line
Exactly.
to the side and just waited at the side and said, you know what, we're going to save some money here.
At first, I thought they wanted one of our numbers, but they wanted the beaver tails instead, so it sort of caught me off guard. But
I tossed one out, and then you see the guy run over, and he goes, No, I want the half-eaten beaver tails, but I guess that's how it goes. Maybe tight budget, college, you never know, right? So
the economy now.
Exactly, yeah.
I am a student. I know all about that. But anyways, we'll get into some of this. Basically, what we're going to be doing today is just having a few little debates and chatting. There'll be some sports questions too. But first thing I want to talk about, I was, doing a little research, looking at all you guys. You guys know, all together, the three of you guys, on just elite prospects alone, have over 120,000 views on your profiles.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
Mostly probably these two gentlemen, but I'll take credit for a quarter.
Yeah. What do you think you're at?
Out of 120?
Yeah, roughly.
28, 29?
15.
Honestly, I'll take it at this point. Humbling right now, but we can only go up from there, I guess. Half of that is probably my family too, so this is great. This makes me feel really good. But
We're going to cut that.
I keep that in.
Oh, no, sorry, Belly.
Understandable. Projected 7-rounder with an NHL prospect.
5th rounder.
No, but what do you guys think? So young into your career, that the fact that that many eyes are already looking at you. So, Billy, man, 15,000 people. That's twice the size of my hometown, and then some.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people still.
Yeah, I think kind of puts it in perspective. I guess it's pretty cool. And it's a lot more people than you think when you just aren't thinking about it. So it's pretty cool.
Let's get into our little debates here. So, who's winning the fight here with a grizzly bear?
Out of us three?
Yeah.
Belly's might have a bear on his arm or something. His tattoos, so maybe him. He's got I think he weighed the most for sure.
Yeah, I'm humble, but I'd have to say myself probably. But
Okay.
I don't know. It's a tough question, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We've yet to see G really snap, so he's a bit of an underdog. You never know with him.
Yeah, that's true, right? I mean, okay, well, what about on ice? Graeme, you faced your younger brother for the first time. Who's winning the fight there, guys, do you think?
He's actually taller than me now,
Yeah,
which is kind of annoying, but growing up I was always bigger, so I probably had the advantage there, but now I don't know. He's been away for a while, so we'll have to get that going this summer, but...
No, for sure. I mean, so what was that like playing with him for the first time?
Yeah, it was different. I think it was a little distracting a little bit at the start, just people like talking about it, asking and stuff like that. But I think once you get settled into the game, it's just a regular game, and he's another guy on the team, and you see guys on our team playing him just like anyone else, right? So it's definitely cool. We play him again on Saturday, so that'll be good at his rink. So we'll see how that goes. We won the first time, so just keep it going.
Fair enough. If you guys are stranded on a desert island, which teammate do you want alongside you?
Oh, it's a tough one. What do you think?
I'd say probably Merrick Rippon. Pretty smart guy.
Yeah,
he's got a ton of tattoos of animals too on his arm, so he might know a little bit about hunting or something like that. But I'd probably say Rip for sure. That'd be my pick.
Yeah, Rip's a good pick. I'd throw Belly in the mix. I think he's pretty, doesn't come off as much, but pretty handy. So I think he'd make it work. Have some smart ideas for sure.
Maybe Norm Milley, our assistant coach. He's pretty. He's from lived in Sudbury for a while. He's got some outdoorsy to him, I think. So probably him.
Okay, so our ghost real guys.
Absolutely. I don't know about these guys. I think so. I see a lot of things that could make me believe that ghosts are real, but I don't know. It's a tricky question.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Okay, perfect, guys. Thanks for having me.
So, Belly, why do you believe in ghosts, man?
I don't know. I just hear stuff around my house sometimes, and I don't know. I just tend to believe like that. I don't know. It's just pretty deep, but afterlife and that kind of stuff. I know you can still believe in the afterlife and not believe in ghosts, but I'm just feel like there's some form of way that you can interact with the world. So I don't know. It's just pretty deep, but that's the way I see it.
Fair enough. Okay. When I lived in Resin first year, we had these common rooms where there was just like the one table that we'd all watch, and everybody on my floor believed in ghosts, and they were watching this like ghost hunter show, and they were like freaking out over it and like trying to tell me that like this is the reason why ghosts exist. These ghost hunters, they like went in to a room, laid a marker on a table countertop that you could see was like slanted to the nines. And then the marker rolled down like it would because of physics. And everybody started freaking out and they're like, yeah, that's why ghosts are real. So
like I said earlier, ridiculous.
Okay. Who gets the aux cord on a road trip?
It's Kevin Ball right now most of the time.
Quinner's getting in there though. He's
Yeah.
inserted himself in
Quinner
the
will
mix,
get in
and-
there, thank God.
Yeah.
Kevin's got some ridiculous music. I think we can all agree,
Yeah,
us three.
it's terrible.
Yeah.
Quinner and Belly already have the slot for next year.
Yeah.
And we're taking over a little bit this year. We love our country, all three of us.
Yeah.
So whenever we
Okay.
can get in there, we try to get in there. And started bringing a speaker on the road actually for the bus. So
Yeah.
every game's a must win on the road because that bus ride home, you want to be able to
100%.
play a couple country tunes, right? In the back of the bus.
I'm working with the University of men's hockey team right now, and we just clinched a spot into nationals, and the stereo on a bus was a key component
Yeah,
for the ride.
absolutely.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What's the go-to country song right now?
The one I just brought in the team, the new Win song.
New win song,
Oh,
yeah,
That's
Graeme
not
actually.
bad, yeah.
It's
My-
not
my
that
truck,
country, but it's
It's there though. It's a good mix for everyone. That's why it's good. I
Not,
think.
not everyone likes country, right? So this one Graeme found is kind of more a little pop, but
Yeah.
the other guys get into it, so it's not bad.
What would you say is your favorite, Jack, ever, all time?
Favorite country song? I don't know. Maybe like. What do you think? Maybe some Alan Jackson. What's the one we like?
Yeah, Chattahoochee, Good Times.
Good time. Me and Belly like Good Time.
Yeah,
Alan
Good Times.
Jackson.
I'd probably say my favorite ever is, like, since it came out, it was She's Country by Jason Aldean. Just
Yeah, that's
makes
good.
you want to have a country girlfriend, So, I don't know, it makes me feel good.
We play that one before the games. It fires us up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to country rock or what?
So I mean, I'm from Newfoundland, right? So I mean, folk, like kind of like folk style music is
Yeah.
pretty adamant. So like Great Big Seas on my playlist a lot. I don't really know if they're too country, but I mean, I can adapt.
Yeah,
I work in football a lot, so I mean, there's a lot of hip hop and rap with with those teams. And then when you get into hockey, it kind of flicks back to country a little bit. So I mean, I've come adapt to just enjoy all of it.
Yeah.
But what cartoon would the other guys be in here if they were animated characters? So Jack, for Billy and Graham, what cartoons are you putting them in as characters?
I have no idea. I'm not really a cartoon guy. What cartoon or two?
Like a cartoon movie, like a TV show.
Like, give me some example.
Like a Fairly
Phineas
Odd.
and
Simpsons
Yeah.
Simpsons, yeah.
I don't watch that.
Family Guy.
Yeah,
I don't watch Family Guy. That's not my kind
I
of humor.
don't like Family Guy.
Yeah.
to be honest.
Maybe Belly like Inspector Gadget.
Jesus.
No,
I
honestly,
appreciate
I
that.
don't know. That's not my kind of question. Pass that one on.
I'd say G probably Olaf from Frozen. Just always a happy guy most of the time, and he's got sometimes he can be a little space cadet. Nothing wrong with that, but I'd say Olaf, and I'd say Quinn are probably I don't remember which one, but Phineas or Ferb, one of them. The one that's the more like crazy, got ridiculous ideas, but I don't know. They seem to always have some fun, so I'd say one of those two, I guess.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So,
What about you, Graham?
Yeah, like I'm not a huge cartoon guy lately, so pretty hard for me. I think Simpsons, the bartender Mo, maybe for Belly. Is that his name, Mo?
No idea.
Yeah. So that's all I got. That's all I got in my head right now. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we'll kind of talk a little hockey here in sports, and might as well.
beauty.
Graham, last year, you got drafted to New Jersey there, and number one that year was Jack Hughes, an old teammate of yours. How does it feel to be, going back to the same organization with him, and then also just the fact, there's a crazy amount of 67s with the Devils organization right now. Yourself, Ball, Holst, and Nikita.
Yeah, for sure. I think I was really happy for him at the draft to see him go number one because just a couple of years ago I played with him, so it's nice to see him accomplish that, and then to get drafted with him was pretty awesome. But it was even better to kind of know that Mitch and Nikita were there, and then later on in the season know that Kevin came along, because then we have a little bit of a crew now, and we go to camps or stuff like that. So it'd be pretty cool, and might even add a couple more this year, just draft, who knows. But really exciting. I think I got to play with Jack too a little bit in the rookie tournament, and kind of got our friendship back. It's hard to talk to him when you're kind of in season. He was at the development program, I was here, so to be able to kind of chat with him a little bit more and see him was nice, and he's a great guy, and that was cool. And then obviously have Mitch and Nikita at the camp was good too. It was a cool experience for me the first time, and I'm really happy and excited to go back this spring.
Yeah. So what's camps look like for people who wouldn't know?
Yeah, so the first one is the development camp, which is kind of just the guys who recently got drafted and a couple free agent invites. It's a lot of young guys, which kind of introduces you to how things are right off the bat, and you're not jumping in anything too crazy. It's just some skill work, and do 3-on-3 tournament. We went to a Yankees game, stuff like that, which was pretty cool. And then after that, you go to the rookie tournament later on in the summer, and then the big one is the main camp, where kind of the big dogs roll in, and you got Taylor Hall, PK Subban, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool to see them and be able to jump on the ice with them and stuff like that. So it's definitely a neat experience and something you can take back to with the 67s, and really taught me a lot. So it's been good.
And you guys, you said you went to a Yankees game. You guys big baseball fans?
I like going. I think watching in person is good. Jack knows that I play in a league in the summer, so
Don't get me started,
I hit
Robbie.
some-
Don't get me started.
hit a couple dingers this year, so not bad. But yeah.
I think I might want to get you started, Jack. Let's.
You know what? We're not, in terms of like MLB, I don't think we're big. We don't watch a ton.
I think it's probably one of the better sports to watch live.
Yeah,
Personally, I
100%.
won't go out of my
Yeah.
way to watch a game on TV, and I'll follow along. I'll know maybe how the Jays are doing and stuff like that. Nothing crazy, but I think it's the best sport to watch live, personally.
Yeah. I played growing up, softball and a little bit of baseball, maybe softball though. But, I think we all like it. Like we're talking, we want to get a team going this summer if we can. Like maybe some
I'll play first
slow
base
pitch.
if you-
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. But G was in a league this year, so he's one-upped on us, and he was bailing on some hangouts with us to go play in that league. So we give him a hard time for sure, to say the least.
Fair enough. I got some family in California, so I grew up getting to be a Dodgers fan. So I'm a little bit rotted there now with the whole Houston Astros Dodgers. World Series.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, eh? What do you think of
What do
that?
you think?
You got your thoughts on that?
I think it's brutal, man. Like I know for me, when that World Series was going on, I was actually like on the phone with my aunt, contemplating like buying a ticket to fly all the way to LA to watch a game.
Yeah.
Would have been an expensive trip. Didn't end up working out. I mean, I'm like, man, thank goodness, honestly, because like it would have just felt like wasted money. Now, like 2 years later, just knowing that I would have spent all that money, go to the World Series, and then, as a fan, just to be cheated like that, I don't know. I don't like it.
Can you imagine being a baseball player and knowing what pitch is coming in? Like, it's got to be such an advantage.
Wasn't it Stanton or Trout? Like, I think everybody said, like, yeah, I crushed like 80 home runs at that.
Every time they stopped the plate, they'd be a home run. I think it's too easy. We could hit home runs if we knew it was coming.
And then they don't take they're still the champions. Like, they didn't take it away or
Yeah,
anything.
super weird. I don't think they punish them near enough. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of pitchers say they rather get a batter that's like on steroids than a guy who knows what they're throwing.
Yeah, it's not
You take half the equation, like you cut the equation in half, because instead of having to know where it's going and what pitch he's throwing, you just gotta know where it's going. So you already know half of it. So it's for sure cheating. And I think it's pretty disrespectful to the sport.
Yeah, just to the other players. I mean,
Yeah.
what do it's just stuff that they can do.
Yeah, so one thing I want to talk about now, which came out on Twitter there, Craig Button. You see this, Jack? You know what I'm talking about? Craig Button described you as the best goal scorer available in this year's draft. What do you think of that compliment?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, I guess. I saw it on Twitter there. People sent it to me, so no, I don't really know what to think of it. I mean, just kind of got sprung on me, so kind of an honor, I guess. Pretty cool, but yeah, didn't read too much into it.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I feel like you guys just everybody's always talking about you guys too, right? So it's kind of hard to filter all that information and really kind of think about it and sink in. But I'll tell you, Craig Button never tweeted that about me. So I also played in net too, but I was here. I think if you were facing goalies like me, Jack, I'd say you probably have 120 goals right now.
That's nice of you to say.
I can guarantee. I bet my life on it. What goes into? Let's just keep it simple. What goes into scoring a goal in the Ontario Hockey League?
Yeah, I think for me, just the difference, from kind of this year and last year is I've been working on kind of getting to the net a little more and scoring those goals. I think before I kind of had the same finish and everything, but I would just rely on, when I got a good chance or kind of deke through a D messed up, and this year kind of making it happen myself, it's getting to the net and banging in a rebound. So I think that goes a long way when you can score in many different ways, I guess.
Fair enough. Billy, for you, getting the, like I said in the intro there, you get the opportunity to play in both positions, just defensively and offensively. How's that been helping your game?
I think it's good. I've always played my whole life. And at both, just going back and forth, but really never. I always signed up as when I was younger, I'd sign up as a center and then switch from center to D, and then when I got older, I went sign up as a D and then go from D to center, that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I think it helps, especially now that I'm more mature, understand the game a little better. I get to understand a little bit more in a forward's perspective what's happening when I'm playing D, and then when I'm playing forward, I get to understand why a D would do this. So I don't know. I think it gives me a little bit more knowledge of the game, but other than that, I just try to do my job and help the team win. That's it. That's all it is.
100%. I mean, that's all you can really ask for, right? I mean, for the most part, it's got to do what you got to do to get the job done, right? So, I've been playing in Ottawa for a few years now, and I know for me, Jack and Graeme, you guys are from the city, from the area and whatnot. And Billy, you're like me, coming from away. What's it like, getting to play in a city like Ottawa?
Go ahead, G.
I think it's really cool. I think the city's really got behind us the last couple of years. And now that we've been a better team, I think my first year we didn't have the best crowds. We weren't the greatest team. It was a bit more of a struggle. And then to see how as the team progresses, so does the crowds, and the city gets behind you more, especially with the good playoff run last year. And it's been great. Obviously, I'm from here, so to have friends and family in the stands a lot of nights is really cool. And it's really a good city to play in. I think it's a great city in general. Not just around the hockey rink, around Lansdowne and downtown is really nice, and just really enjoy living here, playing here.
Yeah, like he said, I think when you have the opportunity as a team to get your city to kind of rally behind you and support you and be all in, that's a huge honor and it's an unbelievable experience. So I think we have a great opportunity in the city, like, with Lansdowne and everything around it, and, everyone loves hockey. So I think we're taking that challenge well and, continuing to build a city where they love the 67s.
Yeah. Like I think like just coming from away, like I knew when I was coming to Ottawa, like I knew about the city, like it's a nice clean city, like good people, and I couldn't have been asked for a better place to play. Like this is like a dream come true playing obviously in the Ontario Hockey League, but especially in Ottawa makes it even better. And I just really hope that we can really like pull through and get this done and do it for the city, honestly, because we want to win as bad as anybody else. And if we can do this for like ourselves, our families, and like even the city, it would mean a lot. So come on with me, let's go, baby.
Oh, I love it.
Nice, love it. Great use of that.
One thing, actually, so how I've gotten to know you guys too is through just sports photography and taking your photos and stuff like that. I'll ask some photography style questions here. What's one thing that fires you up when you see a photo of yourself?
Yeah, I think for me is like that action shot, because you have no idea what you look like when you're doing it. You're not thinking about it, and then you see the picture after, and you're like, wow, wouldn't have guessed that, or my tongue's halfway out, and whatever. I think it's pretty cool, but for sure, those big moments that you can kind of capture on picture and have them for the rest of your life. Whereas otherwise you just be a memory and maybe not as clear, so the photo gets to kind of put it in fine print. Pretty cool.
Fair enough.
I think it's just like the way you do it. Like sometimes you're having a smile on your face playing hockey, or you're doing something, and you look at the pictures after the game, and you got a sick shot of us like smiling with the guys, and you're like, wow, like you took a picture of that. Like, that's great. And it's like you just, even though you didn't want a picture in the moment, it just adds like to you're gonna have that for the rest of your life, which means a lot to us, and we appreciate you always coming out to the games. We appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, I think. I look back at the pictures that you took in the playoffs last year, and it just brings back good memories. Just really kind of wraps everything together. And like they all said, you can have it for the rest of your life and remember those little things like that maybe wouldn't stick with you, but then you look back at the picture, it kind of reminds you of how good the times were. So it's good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm always curious with that perspective because I mean, for myself, I always want to do a better job, right? And it's funny as. So we got our picture taken for the thumbnail of the Beaver Tails, and it's like and right before the podcast, and it's like I got hundreds of, or maybe not hundreds, but a lot of photos of all you guys out on the ice, and then these were our like first two photos together, which is always classic.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And, asking this question, I'm like, I know what my favorite photo is of like each one of you guys that I've taken for Graeme, and it's funny how you mentioned the playoff run because that big goal you had in Guelph there where you turned and cellied and looked right at me, and you're pretty fired up and intense. For Belly, yours was recent. I was the Dunder Mifflin one. Which one were you talking about?
The one where you took where the puck was like right in front of my mouth.
Oh yeah. That was a good one too. That one was funny, but
I know which one you're talking about. The goal one, I think, right?
Yeah. So the goal you scored on Dunder Mifflin.
Not a big deal. Yeah.
That's a good one. And then earlier this year, Jack, I had the privilege to go with you to the Prospects game, and in all honesty, all those photos are my favorites. I mean, you guys, you and Marco had a great game there, and in my opinion, I'm going to be biased, but I 100% thought you guys were the best line out there. Like, you guys were pretty electric.
Without a doubt.
I think so too.
Yeah. For sure, it's been exciting. All right, so this is the part of the podcast now where I just hand it over to you guys, and I let you guys kind of discuss whatever you want. Whether it's a story, life lesson, or anything.
I'm blanking here. I should have thought of something.
I like your. We'll tell your glove story, and we'll let people.
Finally.
We'll let people decide how funny it is.
I'm actually probably one of the best storytellers on the team.
Not true.
And I've got a ton of great stories for those wondering. Shoot me a DM if you want to hear any. But other than that, so this story happened early in the year. I'm sitting on the bench, right? Windsor Spitfires Arena. It's about maybe 8 o'clock at night. We're in the first period of the game. I'm sitting on the bench, and then I see Graeme Clarke walking down the right wing. He's at the red line at this point. And I'm looking at the goalie, and I'm sitting down. I'm looking at the goalie. I'm like, man, his glove sure is low. I'm like, wow, one of the best sharpshooters in the league, and he has his glove by his ankles. Interesting. But I'm thinking maybe he's going to put it up, whatever. And then Graeme Clarke keeps coming in, and now he's at the balloon line. Then I finally get up, and I'm like, Jesus, Murphy, he's still got his glove down his ankles. Then finally, he walks in. He's about maybe like the top of the circles. G hasn't even lifted his head yet, and he doesn't even know that the glove's that low. He lifts his head for 1 second. I look at Jack Mateer, my D partner, and I tell him, Jack, he's going high glove. And little do you know, he lifts his head for a split second, and the puck's in the net and out of the net, and time you can like snap your fingers. It was incredible, and I jumped right away on the ice after, and I ran out, I skated to him, and I said, like, gee, I just called it. He didn't care at all, but he didn't find it funny. But I don't know. I thought it was pretty impressive. And I've told the story a ton, and nobody seems to really like it. But I think it's a really good story about a guy like me just being able to predict a shot because I've been around the game a while and just knowing the game.
Oh,
I'll listen to that story 1,000 times. So this was Belly was up and down with our team at the start of last year. With the Ottawa Junior Sens and with our team, and then actually we started playing really well, so stuck with our team for the second half. But at the first half, it was a tough. We were playing Niagara, who's a pretty good team, and I was actually struggling. I had a lot of shots on net that game. I felt like I had a pretty good game, but just couldn't score.
Bit of a slump too.
Yeah,
or no?
yeah. It was a couple games I just couldn't score. I was kind of frustrated with myself.
I was in a slump too.
And when you get called up as a D, it's and it was a really tight game, so Belly wasn't getting as much ice time. He did not have a shift. It was late in the third period, and I think we were up by one, maybe. It was close.
You guys
or
were
up by two.
Two or three.
Okay. And it was so yeah. Niagara was a pretty good team too. So anyway, Belly gets on the ice for his first shift of the game. In the third, late in the third, yeah.
Game's over. Right?
Game's over.
But we get a power play.
Only reason he's on the ice is because we got this thing locked up.
Yeah, and I get this sweet feed from Belly, back door, and just slip it in, and I don't realize it was him at all. I just thought it was a pass, so I kind of turn around, and then I realized that he passed it to me. I skate as fast as I can over and just give him a big hug, and it ended up being a good night. So that's a good Belly story I remember.
At the end of the day, pretty impressive. I mean, 1 point in about 15 seconds.
Yeah. It was like, and
it doesn't get much
it was
better.
one of my I don't know, I don't think it was my first ever point, but it was one of my first couple points. So felt good, and it really shaped the night up to have a good night.
I think that concludes another episode of. Oh man, you guys are characters. This is why I was stoked to have this trio. Three fantastic guys, and in all honesty too, I'll pump your tires a little bit more. Probably three of the nicest, most polite athletes that I've been able to interact with, and there's a reason why I got no problem going to Hamilton to shoot a game for you, Quinn. And I mean, I haven't had the opportunity for Graeme or yourself, Belly, but I do the same. And I wish you guys nothing but success on this little road of whatever your hockey career is going to hold. And thanks for joining me, boys.
Thanks a lot, Robbie. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Don't have to pump us up too much there, being too nice, but no, we enjoyed it. It was a blast.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you. Like we said, when you come to the games, you're making memories for a lifetime. So we really appreciate it, and you're a really good guy around the room. We like having you, and definitely seeing your face around pumps us up. So it's good. Thanks.
Glad to hear that.
Didn't know tonight. I knew tonight was gonna be a good night, but I didn't know it was gonna be this good. I had a blast, and I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I really appreciate you having us. And I hope this really goes far, and I hope you really have something here. So hopefully you can go far with this.
Let's hope so. Fingers crossed. All right, guys, make sure to check all the boys out. Like I said, they're gonna have a great career there. And the YouTube video's up now, and I mean, give us some feedback. I'd love to hear it. In the meantime, stay best kind.